Well, I initially was hired to do the motion capture.
Alright, so how many of y'all know who that was right there? Well, if you don't know, that is Niko Bellic, the protagonist of Grand Theft Auto 4. Today we're going to take a look at every single GTA protagonist in real life, with the exception of games like Liberty City Stories or Vice City Stories. We're only focusing on the major scale GTA games, but when it comes to voice actors, well, there's a whole lot more than just sitting behind a microphone and talking into it like I am right now. It takes so much talent and skill, and even then, most of these guys are not just voice actors. They actually do the motion capture work for their characters as well. So back in January, I did a video called GTA Characters in Real Life, where we took a look at GTA characters and like cosplayers and people who look like these characters. Well, today I'm going to share with you interviews from almost every single GTA voice actor with a little bit of backstory on them and their real life. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. A little love goes a long way. If we could go for 2,000 likes, that would be really awesome. So starting off, we have Claude from Grand Theft Auto 3, and you probably think I'm joking because Claude didn't have a voice actor, meaning that he had there's nobody, right? Well, actually there was. So the inspiration for Claude from Grand Theft Auto 3 actually comes from the opening scene and movie to Grand Theft Auto 2. If you didn't know, GTA 2 has its own opening movie that's like 8 minutes long. It's a live action short film. You can actually find it on Rockstar Games website or down below in the description. But Claude from GTA 3 is not Claude Speed from GTA 2, but Claude from GTA 3 got his inspiration from the actor who portrayed Claude Speed in the GTA 2 opening film. It's very confusing, I know, but this actor, his name is Scott Maslin, and everything about Claude from GTA 3 was inspired from this, from the outfit to the green pants to the shoes, and that's how we get Claude in Grand Theft Auto 3, except obviously we know that he doesn't have a voice. Now moving on to GTA Vice City, this is the first GTA game that really gives us a protagonist with a voice, and the voice of Tommy Vercetti is Ray Liotta, who at the time and still to this day is a world-class renowned actor that is known for a lot of his movies from the 80s to the 90s, and then when Vice City came out, obviously he was a big actor and a big name that brought a lot of light to this game, because way back in the early 2000s, obviously video games weren't as popular as movies were, whereas today in 2020, movies are not as popular necessarily as games are. So the roles have kind of switched here, but Ray Liotta, he voices Tommy Vercetti, and believe it or not, Ray Liotta doesn't have the best reputation with Rockstar Games, as back when Vice City was released, well, like I said, video games weren't as popular as movies. So Ray Liotta is this hotshot, big name actor coming to work on this low budget, or I wouldn't say low budget, but just this smaller scale project here, which obviously would turn out to be really big. Well, once that happened, he said, hey, you guys didn't give me the respect and pay me what I deserve, and so he had a falling out with Rockstar. That's why he didn't appear in San Andreas like he was supposed to, and that's that. Now moving on to GTA San Andreas, we have CJ, who is voiced and acted by Young Melee. Now, at the time of GTA San Andreas releasing and a little bit before, Young Melee was only 24 or 25 years old, so just a couple of years older than me, which is insane that this dude was voicing a GTA character, obviously one of the most iconic GTA characters. Now, Young Melee's real name is Christopher Bellard. He's known by the stage name Young Melee. He's an American rapper and record producer, and he's from Los Angeles, California, so he's from Los Santos. And obviously, we know that in January 2020, he essentially had a falling out with Rockstar Games for unknown reasons. It was real random, but from interviews and various videos around the web, we can see that Young Melee is kind of involved in the gang lifestyle, it seems, and overall just a very interesting guy.
Man, y'all know who Young Melee is, man. The world know who this motherfucker is, man. It's the nigga, man. Tell him who you is, nigga.
CJ from San Andreas. Live and direct. CJ and Franklin up in this mother.
Next up, we have Niko Bellic, who is voiced and acted by Michael Hollick. Now, like I showed y'all at the beginning of the video, it's so cool to think that, like, Niko Bellic is this Eastern European character with this really cool accent, but Michael Hollick, his actual voice actor, is just an American guy from New York City. So really cool there. I remember when I first found that out, that one really like took me by surprise because I think it's so cool. And there's actors who are like from the UK, for instance, but they sound American. And then when you find out they're from the UK, it's like, what? It just shows the sheer skill that goes into obviously voice acting these characters, but also acting them. And from an interview with Michael Hollick, that's another cool fact I found out, that he initially was just contracted to do the motion capture work for Niko Bellic. And then Rockstar asked him, hey, would you like to go ahead and do the voice as well?
I'll tell you, the scream that that was the hardest to do, and I had to do over and over again, was being lit on fire, burning alive. So not a weapon break. I guess that could be a result of many different weapons, but a rocket launcher could be one of them.
Up next, we have Johnny Clements, who is voiced by Scott Hill. Now, what's cool about Scott Hill is upon doing some research, well, he's actually an American fashion designer, a voice actor, as we know, but he's also a musician, a singer, guitar player, and an artist. And so really cool. And upon just doing some research, I actually found out that there's a documentary about Scott Hill on YouTube that y'all can find linked down below in the description. I'm going to show a little snippet of that in a minute, but Scott's a very interesting, like, looking guy. Obviously, he just looks like a normal guy to me, but when you hear the voice and then see the real-life counterpart, some of these characters look like their real-life counterparts, but others, like Scott, it's a bit different, so it's kind of cool. He actually kind of looks to me like Dutch van der Linde's voice actor in real life.
With Doe Marie. I work kind of in a sloppy way, like creases and strings and bits and things that a conservative printmaker would freak out about. Doesn't bother me at all.
All right, do y'all know who this is right here? Well, this is actually the voice actor for Michael DeSanta in GTA 5. I'm just kidding. This is Mario De Leon, the voice actor for Luis Lopez in The Ballad of Gay Tony. This man is a giant. This is a very intimidating looking guy, and he's really cool. He's actually an American actor. He's a stuntman. He did some stunts for characters in GTA San Andreas, but he's also been in movies like Illegal Tender, The Smurfs, Kiss of Chaos, As Good as Dead, and just a very few other movies. But like I said, very intimidating looking guy. It's hard to find some interviews of him. There's not too many of those that do exist, but this is probably the coolest looking, like, real life GTA character that we do have.
Played by Adam Rodriguez, and basically, you know, I do a little killing here and there, you know, but I'm a sweetheart at heart, you know.
Now, with the next three characters that we have, we're going to have Michael, Trevor, and Franklin from GTA 5, and there's multiple clips of these guys, being that they are the most recent protagonists, and out of all the GTA protagonists, these guys still, to this day, do a lot of community-related events and get together for GTA fans. So, really cool. Firstly, we have Ned Luke, who's the voice of Michael DeSanta in Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, what's cool about Ned is that he's been in over 29 movies and TV shows to this date. He's appeared in over 100 commercials, and he's actually 61 years old. He'll be 62 later on this year. He was in movies like Rover Dangerfield, American Gothic, The Bear back in 1984. A lot of y'all probably don't know about that movie, but it's so cool that within GTA 5, this game really amped up as far as like motion capture work goes and real life counterparts, because all of these characters look just the same. So it's not like we have Luis Lopez and you run across him in the store and it's Mario De Leon. No, these guys, you would actually be able to spot Michael, Trevor, and Franklin if you've seen them out and about. Next up, we have Stephen Ogg, who voices Trevor Phillips. Stephen is a really cool guy. I've watched a lot of interviews with him in the past, and I've seen him in a lot of shows like Breaking Bad or The Walking Dead. He is actually, I would say, out of the trio, he's one who you are more likely to see somewhere, and obviously he sticks out like a sore thumb. Everybody knows this man now. Instead of being that guy from The Walking Dead or whatever, this is Trevor. That's Trevor from GTA 5. So Stephen Ogg is actually Canadian. He's 46. He'll be 47 in November of this year, but like I said, most known for GTA 5, but he's also in a lot of other movies, TV shows, and commercials. And lastly, we have Sean Fontino, the voice of Franklin Clinton. Now, He's actually an American actor and a rapper. This guy actually has been in a few different movies from the early 2000s, but what's really cool is from an interview with him, and I remember reading this or hearing it and seeing it years ago, is he's actually was involved in the early 90s with a lot of rappers that you probably know today are actors like Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, a lot of the NWA guys. So really, really cool. He even knocked out Ice Cube one time and took his chain. Like, real stuff right there. And who would have thought, one day that this man that nobody had heard of until 2013 would become so, like, world renowned and recognized everywhere because he plays one of the most famous characters in one of the most famous video games of all time. Well, with that said, that's pretty much every single GTA protagonist in real life. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up. A little love goes a long way. Some of these characters you just wouldn't expect, like Luis Lopez being a really tall, intimidating, super soldier-looking guy, or Niko Bellic actually being an American guy without an accent from New York. So anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. Hope you consider subscribing, giving the video a thumbs up. And with that said, my name is Zach Cox. I love you all, and I hope to see ya in the next video.